Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to make another video for you guys. I know sometimes I'm slow making the videos, but busy, have a family, have a job, have the trading that I'm working on. For this video, I'm going to do something a little different. Instead of reviewing an EA, a signal, a copier service, or a strategy, what I'm going to review is a little bit of my trading, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about some subjects that are top of mind for me. So the first thing I'll say is trading is very dangerous. This video is for entertainment only. I'm not a financial advisor. Please read this disclaimer carefully. Take it seriously. People lose money in trading every day. Fools born every day, but there's many fools born in trading every day. A lot of traders come into trading with huge expectations. They believe the crazy claims that we see from back tests and advertising. A lot of scams in trading, scams claiming that you can make double your account in a day or a week, or showing a back test that made 100% profit a month or something like that. Don't believe all that stuff, guys. It's generally, in my opinion, all fake. Real trading is safe trading, steady trading, trading that uses compounding over time, reasonable profits. 5% a month should be considered great profit. If you get 5% a month, non-compounded in a year, that's 60% return. With compounding, it's much higher. I haven't calculated it, but it's over 80%, I think. So if I told you you could put your money in a bank at 60% a year or more, you'd hot-foot it to the bank with as much money as you could scrape together, and so would most people. So that's a fantastic return. There's no need to chase a moonshot that someone claims in a scam as real. I recently saw a YouTuber that I like. He's a YouTuber that does kind of longer reviews of EAs. Very transparent, honest guy. Doesn't know a lot about trading. Doesn't give a lot of real good information on the strategies that he reviews, but he does sort of, in a very honest way, review them and show us how they did, whether they made money. He doesn't analyze much other than that, so these could be systems that would fail in the long run. But anyway, he wanted to review a system that he said would, or someone said, the claims were from the system that it traded with a 1 to 3 risk to reward, and that it won over 50% of its trades, I think 60% of its trades. And as soon as I saw that, I knew this system is a scam. There's just nothing in the world, in my opinion, that'll do that in foreign exchange, and that was a foreign exchange robot or trade copier service. So you really have to be careful, keep your radar up, and be cautious in trading, guys. What we want to do here is make long-term returns. We don't need to make all our money in a day, a week, or a month. So anyway, that's a disclaimer. For me, I've been working on robots and strategies with my trading partner, I guess, for a couple of years now. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears, some failures, some successes, a lot of work. But we've really got our robots, I think, to a place where we're pretty happy. So I opened a Real Money account in October, and that account was opened with, I think, a little less than 10,000 is what I put in. And initially, it went into some drawdown. You can see here the 11% drawdown number is what happened in October 20th, right after I opened the account. And I realized I had misconfigured a robot, and so I had to reconfigure it to a safer setting, and then also I retuned some of the other robots and to perform better. And after that, you can see that the drawdown was much lower, so basically very little drawdown after that. You can see the yellow line is very close to the red line in this account. And over the course of the 3 months that it traded, I guess a little less than 3 months, I was able to get really good returns. I stopped all my robots around December 24th. I turned them down, I think, on December 23rd or 4th, and then stopped them completely on December 24th. I can't remember what time. And then didn't trade again until January 4th. So they were off for about a week and a half or 2 weeks because I just don't think the holiday trading is very safe. Spreads are high, and there's just some crazy stuff in the market. So overall, they were this account I took about, you can see the profit here on the account, $2,800 in 3 months, and took 1,800 trades. Average trade time 10 hours 5 minutes, which is what we want. We want a shorter trade time. And you can see the monthly profit in October when I first turned them on. Profit was okay. And then in November, December, I got profit that I'm much happier with, 10.5% and 12.5% in those months. I also had an index robot portfolio. This trades, the first portfolio traded Forex and metals. And this one traded Forex, metals, and indices. I think indices are a really interesting trading instrument. A lot of potential there. Can be tricky, can be difficult, and they're different. They're very different. Brokers handle them differently, so you have to find the right broker. For the first account, it was a Trader's Way account, and you can see here Trader's Way. And then the second account was an LQDFX account, and I like LQDFX as a broker also. I like both those brokers. They're not as good as the brokers you can get, like IC Markets and MEX, if you don't live in the U.S. But if you live in the U.S., these are, in my opinion, two of the best brokers available. Good trading conditions, fairly reputable. So I'm pretty happy that at least we have these two options as U.S. traders or U.S. residents. This account I deposited same thing, around $10,000. It ran for only about 2 months with a week and a half or 2 week trading break at the end of December, and it was able to make $1,500 in those 2 months on the 10,000 profit. Took more trades, 2,000 trades. So it was making about 10% a month once it got going, I guess. So I started it November. When did I start it? 4th, and made 4.5% in November, and then 11% in December. Drawdown very reasonable. You can see the drawdown here is 5% or 5.5%, and that's really what I'm looking for in trading, is a reasonable drawdown. We don't want high drawdowns in our trading. As I mentioned, we just want to make our trading as safe as possible. In my opinion, the first rule of your trading should be capital preservation. Preserve your money, because if you blow your account, you're out. You get traders that, wild-eyed new traders, or traders who have even been around a while and just don't learn their lesson. They have $300, they have $500, and they think they're going to turn it into some huge amount of money in a short amount of time. And that's really just not how trading works, in my opinion. So they take a big risk, they fall for some scam, or they overplay the strategies that they're running on their account, and they blow the whole account, and then they have nothing. And so even if the robot that they were running is not a scam, if you play it too risky, you can still blow your account, even on a good robot. And then they say the robot's a scam, but it might just be a good robot that you played with too much risk. So you have to be very careful with your trading, in my opinion, so that you can continue to trade. You can see that these strategies I'm using, they don't always gain money. So here on November 9th, I had an equity high at 5.22% gain, and I didn't get a new equity high until November 17th. So that's a week and a half or a week. Actually, that's not even an equity high. I got a new equity high, I guess, here, November 24th. So that is, 2 weeks at least or more that it took to get that equity high. So I really like strategies that take their losses. If you need to take a loss, take the loss. Don't hold the trades open forever, hoping that the trade will come back and make a profit. Get a decision on the trade. The trade's either going to work or it's not going to work. If it's not going to work, have a reasonable stop loss, hit your stop loss, and move on to the next trade. So that's generally how the robots that I build work. I'm not going to hold on to trades forever. It's silly, because you just increase your risk more and more, and in the meantime, while you're holding those trades for a long time, you're not making money. You're just increasing your risk, and probably in the long run going to lose more money. I think take your losses, have a reasonable stop loss, and take some new trades and hope that those work. So again, you can see the robot takes its losses honestly. These robots here, another equity high. If there's a loss to be taken, these robots take the loss, and then let's go on to bigger and better things. Let's move on. So time and again, you can see these robots. There's no smooth ride up with these robots. They're not always making money every day, but they take their loss, and then in the long run, they make money. So you can see over here, if you draw a line from the beginning of this account to the end, it's going up, but it's not going up every day. If a loss needs to be taken, take it. Preserve your capital. play it carefully, play it safely. So we want to trade like a bank if we can. We want that money to be safe. I would rather get 3% returns a month than 20% returns or 30% or 40% and blow an account and have nothing. Because then you can build with compounding if you trade safely. So target drawdown is 5% or less. I understand that these accounts could occasionally get higher drawdown, 10 or 15 or 20%, but I do not want to have an account that'll take 40% drawdown, for example. That's just too risky, in my opinion. Okay, so then in my trading, I really want to move to MT5. So these first two accounts are MT4 accounts. Traders Way also offers MT5 accounts. So I opened an account using MT5 or an MT5 account, and I deposited the money that I withdrew from the first account, $8,000, into this account. And I started trading with it on January 4th, which was Monday, and this is Wednesday morning right now. And that account has performed, the way I would hope my robots are going to perform. It's made 1.5% in the 2.5 days that it's been trading, and a drawdown of 0.65%. So that's really how I want my trading to work. I'm shooting for that reasonable profit with limited drawdown. And then the other thing I'm doing, guys, is I tried the FTMO challenge, and when I tried it, it's kind of interesting. There's a company called Blue Edge Financial, and they have various robots. They have a Titan robot, they have a Titan G27, they have a Titan G7, they have a Titan X, they have some other products. And I've been interested in them for a while and kind of watching them and on and off with them. Currently I'm subscribed to them. I paid them for a subscription because there's some things I wanted to try with their products. But back in the late summer, I liked what they're sort of marketing about their Titan X robot. And I thought that it might be able to pass this FTMO. And if you don't know what FTMO is, it's a prop firm, and there's all different types of prop firms with different models. But this prop firm happens to be one where if you want to give it a try, you pay a fee. So you pay, let's say, $600 to take a trial. And then if you manage to pass the trial, they fund you with a $100 account. Sorry, not $100,000 account. Big difference. And one of the problems with this prop firm is that, this FTMO prop firm, is that when you take the trial, the rules are different than when you're on a real account. So in the trial, for example, you can leave trades open over the weekend and you can trade during the news. But if you get a real account with them, they put in place these kind of crazy rules, like you can't trade when the market's closed, so you can't hold trades open over the weekend. You have to be fully flat when the weekend arrives. At least I think that's accurate. You also can't hold trades during the news, and I don't know exactly how they define the news, but you have to get flat when there's news, which really isn't, in my opinion, a good way to trade. I'm not a huge fan of holding trades over the weekend, but sometimes it makes sense. And also, there are robots that do very well in news, breakout robots, some trending robots. So I don't think it's a very good idea to restrict your trading on news events. The idea is that we handle news events appropriately. So if it's a robot that won't trade well during the news, it should be able to handle it when the news happens. Either have a news filter that closes its trades, or have a stop loss that's put in place, or have a volatility detector that detects volatility and closes trades. There's different ways to handle news, but to not allow traders to play strategies that do well during the news, I just don't agree with. But I didn't realize all that about FTMO and didn't think that through. I was interested in trying the FTMO challenge using the Titan X product. So I tried it back in September, and within a week I think I failed the challenge due to drawdown. And the way FTMO works is you need to make 10% over the course of a month. And if you hit a 5% daily drawdown or a 10% total drawdown, then you fail the challenge and you're out. So this robot, Titan X, hit its 5% drawdown pretty quickly within a few days. And I was lucky in a way, because at that time the FTMO broker, their server, had some problems, and I couldn't open or close trades on a few pairs for a short time. And I contacted their support, and they said, okay, we'll give you another try at the challenge. So I basically got a free challenge, even though I'd failed it with the Titan X robot. And a quick word about Blue Edge and Titan Edge, or Titan X. The Titan X robot, as it was built in September, or as it was running in September, in my opinion, could pass the challenge, but your odds of passing the challenge are very low. Not a very good chance of passing the challenge. It's basically a grid system, a martingale system, and it's a very high chance of going into a drawdown if you want to make enough money. If you set it with the risky enough settings to let you have a good chance of passing the challenge, you're probably going to hit your drawdown and fail the challenge. That's in how it works. They are making some improvement to it, they claim. I'm not sure it'll really work, but that's what they're saying. So we'll see. Maybe it'll end up being a good robot for the challenge, but currently, and as it was back in the summer, I would not evaluate it to be a good robot to take the challenge. And on Blue Edge, I'll put an affiliate link in the notes if you want to give Blue Edge a try and try out their Titan products, Titan G27 and others, Bank Secret Indicator, etc. Then please use my review link. I'm not recommending them. I want to do another video for you guys that reviews them and their products. It's a very complex topic. It's going to take me a lot of preparation, and I've been intending to do it for a while, but really I just haven't had the time that it would take to do a solid review for you guys, a comprehensive review. There are good things and bad things about their products, and I can't give them a full recommendation, and I can't damn them either. It's a complex topic, so it deserves a full treatment. If you want to try them out, please use my affiliate link, but there's a caution there. I'm not saying they're bad, but I'm not going to say they're good either. You need to have some caution because they're expensive, and their products have mixed success in my opinion, but there's potential there as well. So anyway, FTMO challenge, I got another try at it, so I decided this time, instead of using the Titan X product or any product like that, I wanted to use my own robots for the trial. So I placed my first trades on January 4th, and the robots have performed well. Gained 1.2% on the account so far. I need to gain 10% to pass it, and drawdown 0.47, so that's very reasonable drawdown. So that's what I was hoping that the robots that I run would do and what I expected. There's certainly some risk here. There's no guarantee I'll pass it. Drawdown could happen. I could hit that 5% drawdown and fail, but I'm hopeful that I'll be able to pass it. If I pass it, I don't know if I'll be able to trade the account because of all the restrictions that FTMO puts. So I may have to build some other robots to, for example, close trades on weekends. I've got to research what their news rules are and see if I can find or build a robot that would close trades for news and figure out how to deal with that. So it's a complex topic. There are other prop firms that I think I will like better and that I want to try that don't have those kinds of rules. So I'm probably going to pick up with another prop firm, but since I'd already paid for this one last summer, I decided to just give it a try with my portfolio. No loss here. If I pass it, I haven't really lost anything. So it's an interesting challenge to follow, and I'll probably update you guys on it when I finish it. Okay, so a lot said about that. Sorry for rambling. Other topics I would say I'd want to discuss with you guys. My trading partner and I are probably going to start doing some account management in the future. I think that once we, we're really comfortable with where our robots are right now. I think they're in a really good place, and you can see I've put significant money of my own, $20,000 in the accounts on these robots, trading with real money, and together with my trading partner, he's got real money invested. So we're really using the robots successfully at this point. We feel very comfortable and confident that we can trade safely with them and still generate good returns, 5-10% a month or maybe more. We've got a website, so we built a website, Concept Financial, and we're probably going to start doing some account management for people. It would only be account management, I think, for bigger investors, because I'm not really interested in dealing with investors who, they have $500 and they expect to, triple it every day, and when it doesn't happen, they call it a scam. So I really want to deal with investors who understand that trading has some risks. Clearly trading has some risk, but trading can be profitable, it's possible, and who are looking for strategies that are safer. So yeah, anyway, probably more to come in the future on that, but that's kind of where we're headed. We'll trade our own money and possibly take on a few investors and let them take trades as well with us. So other topics on trading, you guys know that I'm not a big fan of grid and martingale. I want to talk about those briefly. Martingale is something that if you guys see an EA that uses martingale, you should be extremely careful, extremely cautious. Your radar, your antenna should be up. I'm not going to say that you should never use martingale. Martingale can be useful, and there's so many different types of martingale. There's straight martingale, there's delayed martingale, there's partial martingale. So I'm not going to say never use it, but if a strategy uses martingale, you need to be extremely careful about that strategy. Grids is a different topic. It can be mixed with martingale. There can be grids that use martingale. There are also grids that don't use martingale. There are straight mathematical grids. There are grids that have an increasing pip step. There are grids that take reverse trades. There are grids that are sensitive to volatility and trade less. There are grids that take trades and then stop when they sense drawdown. There are grids that take trades and stop and then wait for the drawdown to be huge and then start martingaling, which is basically a delayed martingale technique. There are just so many types of grids. I've kind of come around a little on grids. I think grids are useful. I'm not completely against grids, but I think you have to be really an intelligent, educated, and cautious trader to use grids. Don't just go into grid strategies unless you understand completely how those grid strategies are going to work in a bad situation when a currency runs the wrong direction on them. And you also have to play them with appropriate risk because you can blow your whole account very quickly with grids or martingale. Back on the topic of martingaling, I believe that you could take random entries in the market in a random direction and succeed with martingale for a while. But eventually, that strategy is going to fail and blow your account. There are strategies out there that people have big money on. For example, the Virtuo Trading EA comes to mind, that I just feel are very dangerous. Unlimited martingaling, it looks great. You see a steady growth curve, and you see negative pips, and you have to understand that in the long run, a strategy like that will take some trades and fail, and you're going to be very sad because you're not going to have any money left anymore, and all that growth that you saw is done. So you have to be so careful with martingaling, and you want to pick a strategy that plays it at an appropriate risk and controls the martingaling, in my opinion. And even more than that, you generally, if you have a real heavy martingaling strategy, you want to take your profits out consistently because eventually that account will blow. So be really cautious, guys, when you're trading. Try to trade like a bank. Trade safely is really what you're looking for, not wild gains. Hope this video helped, and please, guys, like, subscribe, share it with friends. I really appreciate it because a lot of effort goes into these videos. And I hope you find this to be one of the few, in my opinion, honest and informative sources in the Forex world, because it's just full of scams. So be careful out there. And the world with the sicknesses that are going around the world right now, and really heavy in the U.S. and be careful, be safe, guys. Wear your mask. In my opinion, that's a good measure, no matter your politics. You don't want to lose a loved one. It's happened to me, so really stay smart, stay safe with your money and your health. Thank you, and I'll talk to you next time.